Hi, my name is Diane Emerson. I am the owner of C&Sew Embroidery in Osage, Iowa. A client has come in with a garment that they wish to have a wolf design put on. So the first thing that we do is go to the Dakota Collectibles Stock Embroidery Design Workbook, and we look at all of the wolves that are available to choose from, and then the client chooses which wolf they want. Then I write down the file number, and then I ask the customer what size they want the design in and what colors and where they want it on the garment. So this customer has chosen to put it above the left chest pocket. So now we need to go into the digitizing computer, and we need to digitize the wolf design onto a floppy disk. So now we are at the digitizing computer. So you get your computer turned on, and we will go into the punch read section. And you have to choose the system that is compatible with your embroidery machinery. Mine is called Melco. Excuse me. And then we go into SEDS data. And then we go into decodable. That's the collection is decodable collectibles. And then we go down to the DT section. And the file number from the book on our wolf was DT0825. So we find the DT0825. We hit OK, and our wolf should pop up, and there he is. So next you need to go in and choose the colors from what your client has told you. So the first color my client wants for the eyes is a green color. And then the next color that my client has chosen is white. For white, I use a light blue so that when I print it, it shows up on the white paper. The third color is the mouth, which is red. So you set that. The fourth color is black. And the fifth color is the gray, or the light gray that my client has chosen to show up on their garment. So that's what the wolf is going to look like on the garment. The next thing you have to do is to go into the stitch browser, and you have to go into each color and you have to set the stitches. There's a needle up option or a needle down option. So you have to go in and change all of those to needle up, because it stitches better that way. So you have to go into each color and move the needle option to needle up. The next step that you want to do is to go into each color and add a trim code. The trim code tells the embroidery machine to tie a knot before it changes colors. If you do not do this, your stitch could come unraveled. So then the next is your confirmation, and it says the stitches have been changed. Do you want to keep your changes? Yes. And then you center your design and you save. Now we have to put a name in on this design and save it under a name. So we're going to save this as Wolf Design Left Chest Size, and we'll save that. There, and we'll save it again, and we'll check our design, and it looks pretty good. There's places where the design is quite wide, So I'm going to go into those and check the stitches. Yeah, it'll be okay. You just want to check and make sure that if it's a fill stitch that you have to do some other adjustments on it, but we should be okay. The next thing you want to do is check the size. For a left chest size on a garment, you want to go approximately 3.5 to 4 inches wide. And we're actually about 3.25. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're about 4 inches tall. So this design is the right size. So you want to just take a look at everything and make sure it looks pretty good. So the next step is to take your design and determine a hoop size. So you just lay the hoop on there and make sure that you have a perimeter all the way around your design, because you do not want your needles to run into your hoop. So this is the size that we need. We'll take some backing material, and you can either use white or black depending on the color of your garment. So I've chosen black because we have a dark garment. So we will load that onto the hoop. We will load that into the machine. So that's ready to go. So next you have to punch your design into the machine. So you load your disc in there. And then we have to go down on the disc and find Wolf Design left chest size. So we're searching the pattern right now. And it's reading the disc right now. 6,000 stitches. The next thing you have to do is load your needle colors. So the green eyes, we're going to use Kelly green, and then it's white, so you look at your needle number on the top, and then we need red, which is needle 7, and then we need black, which is needle 10, and then we need the gray. And for the gray, the client has chosen this light gray, and we need to tie that on to the machine. And when you're tying this on, you have to tie a square knot, or it will not pull through the head of the needle. So we'll tie the square knot. And make sure it's fitting tight. And then you have to pull that through. And that was needle number 3, so we'll put needle number 3 in. And we'll come up here, and we have to pull that knot through, or it will break while your design is stitching. So you pull the knot through, and it's right there, and it came through the needle head, so we're good. I'm going to loosen this a little bit. Okay. You take it out and you make sure that there are no flaws in your design. You look on the back and make sure there aren't any heavy knots or anything that's too heavy. And make sure your stitching is all clean and it looks good. So the next step then is to hoop your garment. So make sure you choose the same size hoop that you used on your practice design, and make sure that you get the backing on there and the backing is covered with the hoop. You make sure it's snug in there. You have to get it tight so it doesn't slip out while you're stitching it. And you take your design, your hoop, the garment I mean, and then you load it onto the machine. You have to make sure that so you the right hoop size. You can tell we're running at about 590 RPMs right now. And if that needle would hit this hoop, your whole machine would jam up. Your needle would break and you would have a mess to try to fix. So it's very crucial that you get the right hoop size and that you center your design with the needle. So we're just about done stitching the design. We're at 5,900 and it's going to go to about 6,000 stitches. We're almost completed with our stitching. And then you'll notice that when it does the trim stitch, you'll hear it trim. The trim it did there, and then it knots it so that it won't come unraveled. You wait for your needle adjustment and then make sure it says end on your design, and then you take your design off and check it out and it looks good. So then the next thing you have to do is trim the excess backing off your design, and you do that by turning it to the inside. So then the last step in the process is pricing your design work, your embroidery. So I usually go by the number of stitches in the design, and in this wolf there was 6,007 stitches. And I usually just go $1 per 1,000. So the price I would put on this is $6. So we have our design done. We have our cost, which is $6. So the next thing you do is call your customer and hope that they're pleased with it. Thank you.